anyị na Chineke na nke pụrụ ihe niile. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remain blessed. If you are joining me from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, or any part of the world, I thank you very much for your contribution. Please, each time you watch my video, go to the comment section and put down your comments. That is
when they were trying to legislate it, the open hearing, 3 state government invite me at the same time. I attend Lagos State sitting. I sent some of my chiefs to 2 states to represent me. That will show you the process of Amotekun. And the governor did very well, to the extent that about 60% of the Amotekun were OPC members, recruited. OPC, either through us or through the Oba of the community.
So they already had previous experience with intelligence?
We have alternative on that ground. We, the Amotekun, are trying. You can see what they are doing. In about 2 weeks ago, you will see what Amotekun is doing in their own level. Even I got from the inside information, the suspect that attacked Catholic Church in Owo was the combination of Amotekun and DSS with the Nigerian Army. The Nigerian Army just take the shine to pronounce the success.
The arrest.
Yeah, the arrest. I got the information. That is a combination of DSS, Amotekun, and Nigerian Army. So Amotekun is trying their own best. The only problem they have is that the federal government did not allow them to carry a sophisticated arms, rifle, to face this criminal. That was a report I got 3 months ago, that the top ISIS members, 7 of them are in Kogi State. Top 7 ISIS members, they are in Kogi State. And 4 of them are in Okene. And when they arrested the suspect of Owo, when they mentioned Igbira, I was just laughing that these are the guys. And the federal government was right. After attacking the Catholic Church in Owo, the federal government said that their intelligence reflected that the people that attacked Owo were ISWAP. ISWAP, not ISIS, sorry. ISWAP. So we have some ISWAP in between Kogi State and the north, and that was paid to attack Yoruba land. When you see the attack in that church, it's highly coordinated. Even those people that was shot that did not die, they made sure they killed up to 40 before leaving that church. And some villages in Owo, they were living in that area. I was coming from Marigida Akoko about 2 weeks ago. I realized a lot of things that is happening in that bush. And I called the head of Amotekun. You have to be very careful. I'm in touch with 3 leaders of Amotekun regularly. We talk almost 3 days to share intelligence and to discuss about the issue of security. Because when you don't have the power to operate as an individual, you will use the government on ground, especially our state government. There must be a synergy between us, between the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò and these state governments' security agencies. Even the federal government, because what they are doing for us in the Southwest is not in overall advantage of the federal government. It's part of our advantage. Before you can have a very good government, a government must protect life and property. The government must protect life and property, which is the #1 responsibility of any government. And you as a citizen, even though I'm not being paid by government, as the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. But there's an honor behind that. There's an history backing that chieftaincy position. Yoruba call it a traditional generalissimo. So I must play my own role. I've been playing it. And that was what led to the recognition of giving me that chieftaincy position. I will continue to play my own role. Talking of Lagos, the problem we have in Lagos is more internal than external. We have more bunch of secret courts, which our politicians, when they are campaigning, they will harm them for their own political advantage. And when they win the election, they will take the hands from them. Those who lose will take the hand from them. And some of them have the political godfathers. They constitute nuisance in various communities. Lagos State now have more than 1 million secret courts. You see them 1 million boys. You see them 100 million boys with different names. And even the union, the government have to call the union that any crime that happened in your station, you'll be held responsible. You have to sanitize your park.
Okay, you are referring to the transport.
Transport owner, yes. National Union of Road Transport and Road Transport. They have to call them and hold them, give them the responsibility. We will hold you responsible to any crime that happened in your park. When it's a situation of theft in the traffic, people will knock your window, threaten you, collect your mobile phone, laptop, collect your money. The National Union of Road Transport and Road Transport should play a role in terms of security. Part of their member should work as a security to secure the communal, those that travel from that park to various destinations. The destination they are going must be secure by the union. You keep the union responsible. You cannot be making money without providing security with the money. You can't be giving us that is a flaw on the issue of security in your park. You are in charge of that park. You are the chairman. So security department must be in every park. There must not be an information that somebody take my watch in your park. You have to be held responsible. Like what is happening in the north now. Any emir that make terrorists as a chief or that connect with the terrorists will be removed. You can see when the governor bring the policy in about 3 states in the north, the issue of terrorists come down drastically. So the institution behind that area must be held responsible. Even the Oba that did not report the terrorists in his own domain. I'm not saying they should remove Oba. Should be queried what is happening in Kabiyesi. And Oba should be paid security votes. Yes. They should be paid for security votes. I'm suggesting the first class Oba should be paid like 150,000 naira for the security vote. The second class like 70,000. The third class should be paid 50,000. The state
per month?
Per month.
Okay.
The state have to use everything they have to secure their region. It's not about only talking about security. When you collect a security vote as a governor, about 1 billion, and you now ask Oba to secure his own community, you are giving an Oba a first class just 100,000 naira. And the first class Oba have about 4 wives. How will he survive with it? But when you are giving them the security votes, anything that happens in that community, you have to query the Oba. And the chief should be given a stipend. Traditional chief should be given a stipend about security, even though 13,000 for intelligent gathering. Because chiefs are in charge of every quarter of that community, and they know the criminal within their community. When they are collecting just 10 or 15,000 as a stipend for security vote, they have to divulge information of the criminal in that quarters. If they don't do it, they have to be queried. By the time we put all hands on this, you will realize that the issue of insecurity will come down. Secondly, the terrorists have invaded, they have sneaked to Lagos. But from information I'm getting that they haven't bring more arms. Well, let me give you the background. 3 years ago, I said terrorists are between Igbora in numbers of 500. He was saying, hey, it's a lie. What is arrest saying? Where is the terrorists? And I even told them they were there with motorbike, with their back, with the bag at their back, moving around the bush. They said, forget what arrest is saying. What happened in Ibarakwa? After 6 months, even 3 months, we now have the incident of killing, maiming, raping our women in the farm. The 7 community of Ibarakwa, if not because of the arrest of Wakili, our people can't go to farm. But by then, I raised an information about Kishi, the national park, 2 years ago. Go and Google it, Kishi National Park. I said the national park, the reserve forest in Kishi, the reserve forest between Kishi and Niger State was 18 kilometers. The Kishi, from Kishi to Iseyin, there's a forest again, in a reserve forest, 18 kilometers. I now said that, I said by then that the terrorists have occupied that place and they have been kidnapping our people from the neighboring community. Aguare, Irawo, all the communities that surround Kishi, and they were kidnapping them. They were collecting 2 million, 1 million, 1.5 billion, local farmer. Some people that refuse to bring that money within 5 days, they will kill them in the forest. All our farmers that farm in that reserve forest cannot go to the forest for the past 5 years. They took over the entire forest. After we raised that information, I ordered OPC, Vigilante, because we have a group. I founded a group after I was installed as Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. We call it Southwest Security Stakeholder Group. OPC, Agbekoya, Vigilante, about 11 groups. We were together as an alternative to Amotekun, where the strength of Amotekun cannot meet up with the crime scene, they will back them up. And I've written a letter to all the others in Yoruba and harmonize this group in your community so that they can work with you. We have given them an instruction. About 11 groups. If you have 3, harmonize it as internal security. So I ordered this group and they went to the bush. Within 24 hours, they flushed those criminals. And they took about 4 rifles, about 3 rifles with 3 pump action. Hand over it to the area commander of that area. That was Kishi. When you Google what I'm saying, you will see it in the newspaper. There's some newspaper reported it the second day. And the picture of the arms they took away from them was published in the newspaper. But that was Kishi.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt, Ààrẹ. And why I want to interrupt is that the examples you are giving shows that these people are moving around, which also means that territories outside Yoruba land, there would be need to be in touch with them. You might, the last example, this Kishi example you gave now, the other side is Niger State.
They have the movement between the terrorists from Niger State to Kishi is 18 kilometers.
Exactly. That is just one example.
And about 4 local governments have been taken over in Niger State by terrorists.
That was the other point I was going to make. That they're probably going, I mean, if you take it that, okay, they've already occupied those forests. There are also forests. In many of the places you mentioned in the north, there are forests. The place where more recently you mentioned that there's movement, people are moving through Ife and to Ibadan and so on. It's also forest. They are not moving on the highway. So it brings the question of this movement and the issue of forest management. Because those forests are not just forests. Is somebody supposed to be in charge
most of them is reserved.
But somebody made it a reserve. Somebody is supposed to be looking after it.
Yeah.
Who is looking after it?
Well, initially there was a forest guide. That was a forest guide in Nigeria. But for the past 15 or 20 years, there's nothing like forest guide anymore. There was a time that the governor of Ondo State order that the Fulani should not operate in the forest reserve of Ondo State. But they refuse because the backing of the federal government. The state governor is the chief security officer of his own state. But what I'm advising Amotekun to do now is that they need to divide their operation into two. One into the urban city, one into the forest. Some of their cadets should operate in the forest. The Amotekun should have their internal forest guide because the federal government have lost it. They started even in Britain, there always be a forest guide. And in most of the advanced country, they know how many animals they have in the forest. They number it. I was in Sweden, Stockholm. We were moving, and they were showing us the numbers of the animals in the forest, in Stockholm and Gothenburg. Many European countries, they know the numbers of the animals in their forests. In Nigeria, do we even know the number of animals in the back of our community, the bush in the back of our community? So there always be a forest guard initially, but the federal government was not paying them. They have been disorganized. So I believe the state government should cover the vacuum, should fill the vacuum. Through the Amotekun, there must be a department of forest guard in Amotekun and a department of Amotekun handling the urban areas. So the forest guard will be permanent in the bush. And there will be a shifting, that they will be shifting their security guide. Because most of the problem we are having come from the forest. They will leave the forest and come and attack in the community, in the developed took the person they kidnap and take me back to the forest. And these people know our forest more than ours. There's some forests in Yoruba land that no living Yoruba have already touched the forest for the past 50 years. But the Fulani know all those forests. The herders walk in the forest. Take the cow along the forest, graze in the forest. They graze in the forest. They even eat in the forest. They know the forest more than ours because our people don't take it cognizance to be in the reserve forest. We believe it's a reserve forest. It's only the hunters that normally go to the reserve forest. And how many hunters do we have now? It's not like before that hunter become a serious profession. Hunter becomes serious profession. And even most of the hunter groups, about 80% of them that call themselves that an hunter, they are not hunters. They want the name. They want to enjoy the name as hunters because of the internal security. And the security we are having, the threat we are having, we have about 70% of the threat in the forest. So we have to manage the forest, the security department of the forest and the urban area. They must work in pari passu so that we can have effective security.
How about the one of the movement? Because if, for example, in the Southwest, as you have many of the examples you've given, Southwest, let's look at that. In the Southwest, even assuming that this forest management, the communities are able, the KBACs take charge, they are given some kind of stipend to cover the various things you mentioned and all of that. At the level of movement, different movement, about a couple of days ago, a Boko Haram, self-confessed Boko Haram commander was arrested in Abeokuta. And he says he came all the way from the north, I think somewhere in Katsina or so. Now, he passed through somewhere to get to that place. He got a job in Abeokuta. It's intelligence that got him arrested. And he said there are others who have also gotten similar jobs elsewhere. So it brings up the question of this movement. How do you control that?
It's not compulsory that they should pass through forest before getting to their destination that they want to do that evil. Some of them come through trailers. That was one of the reasons that I support Amotekun to scrutinize those who are coming through trailers. Truck. That you will see a trailer load about 150 people. You ask them where are you going? Where do you want to stay? Definitely, there must be a question towards that, to scrutinize the genuine people that is coming to the West. Because if we want to stop them in total, definitely our people are living in the North. And our people are moving into the North. And I did not even say the Northerners should not question our Yoruba that is going to the North. But because, for the sake of our security, we want to question your movement through the roads and the forests. Unfortunately, it will still lie on the issue of structure. What is federal government doing with reserve in the region? Why is federal government still handling the reserve in the region? The reserve should be a state reserve, a state forest reserve on the basis of federalism. As a matter of fact, the reserve should be between, when we have a very good structure on regionalism, between the region and the state. The federal government did not even have any business with agriculture in the country where true federalism enshrined in the Constitution and being operates in governance. In some country in Europe, they call it states. The state is just like a region in Europe. Some country in Europe, they call it provinces. Provinces are very common. In Australia, they call it provinces, about 6 or 7 provinces. Even in Ghana, very close to us, is region. What is the population of Ghana? Just 25 million people. And the population in South Africa, provinces. Provinces is not like, just like a region in South Africa. They have states. And in South Africa, they have a province police, state police, and their federal police. In United States, they have about 50 states, sorry. Yeah. 50 states in the United States. The FBI as a federal police, they have the state police, they have the canton police, which is like a local government police. In UK, we have the Scotland Yard, they have the municipal police, which is the local government police. What are we doing? What are we doing with only one structured police? One structured police, a population of about 250 million people, a country of about 250 ethnic nationalities. When you get to Niger Delta, 1 kilometer is like 1 kilometer is another language, like what every Edna Goli song. 1 kilometer is another language. When you get to Middle Belt, you see similar thing. Even within the Yoruba people, we have some tribe. We have the Jebu, we have Ijesha, we have Awori. So why are you dodging a way to solve our solution? That was a constitutional conference, a constitutional amendment in the National Assembly. They messed away with it. Even some people were calling for state police. They could not do it. And they were running away from their village to Abuja now, especially the people in the north, our parliament. The parliament who refused to resolve the issue of state police in the constitutional amendment. We are running away from Safara. They can't go to Safara again. We are running away from Maiduguri. They can't go to Maiduguri. And now, the terrorists have moved from the north to the Abuja now. They are running away from Abuja. They were questioning the negligence of the IG. And they were not saying, as the lawmaker, as a parliamentarian, they did not do their own job on the basis of building a very good constitution for this country to move forward. All the target is electoral law that will favor their interests, so that they will come back in 2023 to become a senator and House of Reps. But the issue of security that they have to resolve, issue of structure, we have 6 zones. 6 zones. 6 geopolitical zones Why can't we go back to the region and make this zone as a region? Even there will be a federal constitution, there will be a regional constitution. The Amotekun is supposed to be a regional arrangement. The Northerners did not allow it. The Attorney General did not allow it. It's supposed to be a regional arrangement. The headquarters of Amotekun was in Bogan. They want to put the headquarters in Bogan, the central of Yoruba land. But they frustrated it to a state level. And the Lagos State back out. The crime incident in Lagos State cannot be compared with the other states because of the population, because of commerce, because of the economy, because of accommodations Lagos State gave to different ethnic nationalities. There is no ethnic nationality that is not Lagos, that is not in Lagos. There is no investor that did not have their head office, that did not have their head office in Lagos. No matter how big your business is, your head office must be in Lagos if you want to succeed in Nigeria. A state like that must not toy with security. You have to use every means. You have to have many alternatives. Sometimes our elders believe that they married three wives have an advantage. Although sometimes it created problems. But your soup will be sweet with 3 wives. But you have to be a very good woman manager. You have to be a very good woman manager. But sometimes it gave you an advantage. So what we are saying is that we have to go back into basics if we want to solve this problem. All what we have been saying for the past 40 minutes is just to give a pash way of solution. To pash, just to resolve it about 30–40%. If we want to resolve our problem, there must be a dichotomy. We must go back to regional autonomy. That does not mean that region will control the regional leader will control the entire region. The state government will be more powerful. But there will be a coordination of a premier. You may not call it a premier like the Western region or Eastern region, Northern region. Based on the modern society, we may fashion it. By then, every region will have the responsibility to monitor their security. You won't blame Buhari or anybody who is a president. The president will face internal security. When the external aggressors are coming to our country to tamper with sovereignty, our sovereignty, the president will monitor Nigeria Army, Nigeria Navy, Nigeria Air Force, Civil Defense, Federal Police will be it too. DSS, NIA will be working. But the issue of security must be, the security of the state must be an internal arrangement coming from the region, state, and local government.
Indeed. Alright, Gani Adams, thank you so much for speaking with us.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much for your patience to watch from the beginning to the end. I hope you have learned something from the video you have just watched. The video you have just watched is to bring information to your doorstep and for educational purpose. It is not to demonize anybody. Let us watch continuously and see who can be able to make a sense out of every nonsense we are seeing. We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. Kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again.